All right. Hey guys, it is Coach Dotson. I am here with another video for you guys. As I promised you guys before, right, each week we're actually going to try to mix up some of the videos. And usually we're doing some workout videos. And we definitely want you guys to make sure that you're continuing to work out. You guys are continuing to exercise, right? That's good that you guys are doing that while you're at home, right? But I want to give you guys a chance to learn some of the things that the in-school students are learning as well, right? And you may have already seen it, right? This week we are going to be focusing on basketball, all right? So for this video and next video, we'll be working on basketball. Now, the cool thing about this, guys, is that I actually played basketball. I played basketball in high school, and I actually got a chance to play in college as well. So this is one of my favorite things to teach. I actually do coaching, and I love to teach you guys as much as I possibly can, okay? All right, so we're going to jump right into the video here, all right? Two things that I'm going to be teaching you guys for this video, specifically for this video. The first thing is teaching you how to dribble, all right? I'm going to show you guys the proper way to dribble, right? How you want to dribble. I'll even get a chance to show you guys a few drills that you guys will be able to do. That way, if you guys have a ball at home, if you have some of these items at home, you guys can actually practice them. You can actually practice dribbling with any type of ball that's about this size. So if you got a kickball, a dodgeball, even a soccer ball, if it has enough air, right, you can still practice how to properly dribble while you're at home, all right? So try to attempt that as much as you can, all right? Second thing that we're going to learn today is I'm going to teach you guys 3 different types of passes, all right? Now, you have all types of passes. There's different passes that NBA players, college players do, right? But I want to teach you 3 of the most basic passes that you guys can practice and learn, and they're very important and fundamental for you guys to learn every single time, all right? All right, so we're going to jump right into it, guys. First thing I'm going to teach you guys is how to dribble a basketball, all right? So first thing that you want to learn when you are trying to dribble a basketball, guys, is that you want to make sure that you're not putting your whole hand on the ball, all right? That makes it very hard to control the dribble when you guys are dribbling, all right? Now, let me even start from the basics, right? What is dribbling, right? Dribbling is where you're continuously bouncing the ball onto the floor, right? As you're moving on the floor on the basketball court, you must be dribbling in order to move up and down the basketball court with the ball, okay? All right, so you can't pick the ball up and you can't run with it, right? I know it's kind of natural to do that, right? Especially in other sports, but for basketball, right? You must be continuously dribbling the ball as you're traveling on the court, okay? Now, when you're dribbling the ball, too many people make the mistake of having their whole hand on the ball and they kind of pat it, right? So, for one, that makes you not have control over where the ball is going, all right? So, when you are dribbling the ball, you want to make sure you are using your fingertips, all right? And for those that don't know what the fingertips are, right, you're using these parts of your hand to dribble the ball, right? There should be a space, as you guys can see. You can also see my t-shirt right through the space. There should be a space every time that you're dribbling the ball, okay? All right, so there should be a space in between when you're dribbling the ball, okay? All right, second thing, all right, because you want a strong and you want a consistent dribble, you want to make sure you are dribbling and you're pushing through the ground with the ball, all right? So you don't want just a soft dribble where you're kind of just hitting the ball, right? You want to make sure that you're pushing through to make sure you have a strong dribble, all right? So I'm going to demonstrate both of those things together for you guys. So I want to make sure I stand back. I'm not too far, all right? And you can see here that I'm pushing the ball through very strong, right? Pushing it through the ground. It's coming back up to my hand, all right? As you can see my fingertips kind of flicking at the very end, all right? Switch hands for you guys, for the left-handers, all right? Pushing through with the ball. Very strong pushing, all right? So that way when you're traveling on the court, right, you're moving back and forth by dribbling that basketball. All right? Now, while we're on the subject of dribbling, all right, sorry if this light's a little bit bright up in you guys' vision, all right? While we're on the subject of dribbling, as you can see, I have a couple cones placed here, right? The cones are about maybe a foot or so apart, right? You can line the cones up And what you could do is you could take the ball and you can weave through the cones with your dribbling to practice on it, right? So first, maybe you just start off with just your right hand, all right? So I'm gonna show you guys, I'm gonna demonstrate how you could do some certain different drills at home, okay? Take your right hand, all right? Switch hands, all right? Now you do it with the left. All right? All right? So, right, that's a basic drill that you guys could do with both your right and your left hand, okay? All right? Then you can start to change up the drills, right? Once you learn how to cross the ball over, once you learn how to go between the legs, right, and different things like that, you can use those cones to actually weave through it, right? So say you were going here, right, and I'll start just here from the back, right? You stand over the cones and you cross through, right? Or you can possibly go through, right, and work on dribbling between the legs. All right, so go here. All right, so you can see the different types of drills that you guys could do. Do those drills over and over again just by using, as you guys can see, all I got there is 5 cones, all right? So you're able to do those drills and you're able to knock that out with just 5 cones. Biggest things that I want you guys to remember: fingertips on the ball, right? You should have some space in between your hand and the ball, all right? And make sure you're pushing through on your dribble. All right, everybody got that? All right, good job. Now, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna talk a little bit about passing, all right? Passing, just like any other sport, just like soccer, just like volleyball, is where you are taking the ball and you are giving it to another teammate, right? It's the action of giving the ball to another teammate where you're passing it over, all right? So there's 3 types of passes that are the most basic passes, but you guys want to make sure that you have those down pat, all right? So the first one is a chest pass, all right? It's where you are passing from your chest area and you're passing to the chest of the partner, all right? It's usually the hardest pass. It's usually crisp, pretty strong, all right? You want to make sure that you're starting here, you're taking a step, and you're pushing through the ball, all right? All right, you can push through with one arm and push it through as well, right? But your biggest thing is you want to take that step from the chest and push through, all right? The second pass that you're typically going to see is a bounce pass, all right? So you have the same action, right? You hold the ball the same way, you take a step, but you bounce it on the ground, and it bounces and hits the ground and goes to your partner, okay? All right, so I'm gonna actually demonstrate these against the wall. It's a few drills that you guys could do, or a few actions that you guys could do at home if you have a wall, if you're outside maybe and you're near a brick wall or something like that. All right, you can actually practice on your passing, which is pretty cool. All right, the last pass, which is typically used if someone is really far away, right, is an overhead pass, all right? So you actually throw these in soccer when you're out of bounds. You take a step, all right? You have the ball over your head. As you're stepping through, you're throwing that pass over the top, right? That's usually how you get those very long passes. This is a much stronger pass. You can get a lot more strength on this pass as well, okay? All right, so I'm gonna show you how you can practice on your passing even by yourself, right? It's really probably best to practice with a partner, right? But obviously we're in quarantine, so we're sitting at home, maybe by ourselves, maybe with our brothers and sisters, but either way it go, you can practice this by yourself, okay? All right, so the first pass that we're gonna work on is a chest pass, all right? So what you wanna do is you wanna take that, right? Start in a stance where you're straight up and down, take a step and push right back to the hand, all right? So you can do a few of those. All right, take a step, get the bounce pass, right back into the chest. All right, these are chest passes, all right? I'm throwing a little bit higher on the wall, right, because I wanted to make sure that it comes back to my hand, right? But for a chest pass, I'm throwing right between the chin and a person's chest. That way it gets to them right in the shooting pocket, all right? Now, the next pass is the bounce pass, all right? Now, for this one, this is actually harder to steal, all right? You take a step, bounce, right? Bounce it hard on the floor so that it gets to your partner, and it can come right back, all right? So this is a bounce pass, all right? You can throw a bounce pass on the outside. You can throw it with the other hand, right? Different types of ways, all right? So you can see the bounce pass one more time, okay? All right? Now, the last pass that we're going to go over for today, guys, is the overhead pass, all right? That's when you got someone that's way down at the other end of the court, right? You see him way at the other end. You can't necessarily throw a pass right in someone's face, so maybe you need to throw it over the defense, all right? So you got the overhead pass. You take a step, and you throw it over the top, all right? You can throw it off the wall. You really just want to practice that action of throwing it over the top. All right? That's usually your stronger pass, okay? All right? So that's a few ways that you can actually sit and you can practice passing even by yourself. It's probably better to practice with a partner, maybe your brother or your sister, while you're sitting at home, right? You get some free time, go out to the park, go out outside in the front, and you can practice that with a soccer ball. You can practice it with a kickball, any type of ball that's about the size of a basketball. You probably don't want to do it with a baseball. It'll be a little bit tough to do it, all right? So just a recap really quick, guys. Remember, when dribbling, you want to make sure that you are continuing your dribbling as you are going down the floor, right? You don't want to pick the ball up and start running with it because that'll be a travel, which is a violation, all right? So you want to make sure as you're walking on the court, right, hand on top of the ball, and that you're bouncing it, right, bouncing it through the ground. You're using your fingertips, all right, pushing that ball through. All right, remember that you have cones. You can use maybe 5 cones. You can use more if you want to use them, right? Dribble through the cones. You can dribble through it. You can cross over through the cones, right? You can go through the legs, all right? You can even go behind the back on your dribbling, all right? But the biggest thing is that you want to make sure that you are going through the cones, getting good with using both of your hands, okay? All right, then we got our 3 types of passes. You got the chest pass, all right? You got the bounce pass where you're bouncing it on the ground. And then you got the overhead pass when you're passing over the defense and someone is far away, okay, guys? All right, so great job, guys, today. Make sure that you guys get outside, try to bring this video outside with you so you can practice on your passing and your dribbling and get that work in, okay, guys? Next week, we're going to go over some more basketball tips. We're going to do some shooting, and we're going to work on some other things as well. Okay, guys? All right? Until next time.